You're watching 76ers Now here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for tuning into today's show. And where else would we start other than Joel Embiid, who's been playing MVP-level basketball over the last couple of weeks, playing right now like the best player, not just in the NBA, but in the world. Because the unique blend of size, athleticism, physicality, it's just overwhelming opponents right now. And there's no question that over these last couple of weeks, Joel Embiid has been playing like the NBA MVP, even though he's got snubbed the last 2 years by the Joker. Now, the big question here, can he keep it up? Probably not, because his numbers over the last 7 games really just filthy. 37 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, more than 4 dimes as his passing continues to get a little bit better. He used to, back in the day, get so flustered on some of those double teams, especially in the corner. He was prone to turning the basketball over. He's ironed out some of those wrinkles. And look at these shooting numbers here. 56% from the deck, nearly 58% from beyond the arc. And if Embiid is doing this, playing like this, there isn't a player in the NBA who can stop JoJo, the process. Now, the big question then becomes after that, can Joel Embiid prove that he can sustain this type of play and continue to play this unreal level of basketball in the playoffs? Because in the regular season, the last couple of years, we've seen this. And we've seen him finish runner-up in the MVP race back-to-back years. That's great and all right now. It's fun to watch. Joel Embiid is one of one. I've always said he has footwork like Hakeem Olajuwon, most physically imposing center in the NBA since Shaquille O'Neal. I just need to see him stay healthy throughout an entire playoff run and play his best basketball when defenses get ratcheted up and the pace slows down a little bit. And with Joel Embiid leading this squad right now, Sixers, bit by bit, continuing to climb in the Eastern Conference standings. They were in the bottom of the East just a couple of weeks ago because of their struggles, but with how good they've been led by Embiid, they're now in that 5th seed. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets, honestly, 19-12. They, too, like Philadelphia, on a tear. A lot of drama there earlier in the year. They fired Steve Nash. It looks as though that's worked out pretty well with Jacque Vaughn taking over after they didn't hire Ime Udoka. The Cleveland Cavaliers with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell continue to be a really good story and a really good basketball team at 21-11. Jason Tatum, he might be the overall MVP for the entire regular season, not just the short sample size like Embiid. And, of course, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks always have to be taken seriously. I think 2 teams that I like right now to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's Milwaukee, it's Boston. And I think other than that, everybody else has to prove to me. Cleveland, they can win. Brooklyn, they're not going to fall apart. Philly, get past the second round for the first time since 2001, that they can beat some of those upper echelon teams in Milwaukee and Boston. And Philly, trying to make some noise in the East if Embiid can continue to play like that. They get Tyrese Maxey back. Hopefully that doesn't disrupt the flow. The flow is so off to start the year, and that's why a lot of fans were so frustrated. And it's the least hype that I have heard around a Sixers team, a good Sixers team, in a really long time. But again, the bench played really well when the stars were out, and Embiid, Maxey, and Harden. I think that helped and was to the betterment of this team moving forward just because those complementary role pieces, they got some reps, they got some confidence, and now the star players are back, and thank God James Harden has taken more of that backseat role. I think he needs to do a little bit more of that. So to show the process, JoJo some love, because this guy, all-time franchise icon, just type his jersey number down in the comment section. It's 2-1. We have some trade rumors and trade ideas and guys who the Sixers could target and what Doc Rivers had to say about these Sixers trade rumors coming up around the corner. But first, the 76ers right now, they're on a rocket ship upward. Rocket Money will help you save money and cancel subscriptions in the process. Stop wasting money and get rid of all of those useless subscriptions. With Rocket Money, you can view all of your subscriptions on one screen, stay on top of upcoming bills, and they will cancel your unwanted subscriptions for you. And the app is free and easy to use. Just go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now so that they know that Chat Sports sent you. Because most Americans out there think they spend around $80 per month on subscriptions. The actual total cost, $200, even more. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month. That's a lot of money per year. This app shows you all of your subscriptions in one place, then cancels for you what you don't still want. One more time, it's rocketmoney.com/NBA now. So many of you have subscriptions you don't know about, subscriptions you don't use. Save money, especially during the holiday season where your pockets take a little bit of a hit. Doc Rivers talking Sixers trade buzz. Let's pivot to that next, and then we'll get to some trade candidates here. The Sixers head coach met with the media and talked about potential moves for Philadelphia and what they might look for with the NBA trade deadline coming up around the corner. Here's what Doc had to say about that. I think you're evaluating all season long. I don't know if we're at a place where we need to do something. We haven't had enough guys on the floor to know that, but we still have our eyes open. I mean, I'm sure we do, and that's what upstairs is for. And, of course, he has a good working relationship with Daryl Morey as well. So if a trade does happen, we're, of course, going to have you covered right here on 76ers Now because we're your go-to spot for breaking news, Sixers news, rumors, analysis, trade ideas. Year-round, we're cooking up heaters. So show us some love. Subscribe today. As for those potential trade targets and trade candidates here, let's take a look at Gary Harris here. So for Gary Harris, guard for the Orlando Magic, this is a veteran guard who can really give you reliable minutes off the bench. He's actually having a really good year. We talked about him back a week or two ago. Last year he was bad shooting the basketball. This year he's been much better. And then as for another one, how about a guy like Jae Crowder? Now that the Suns ownership is sorted out, new owners coming in, $4 billion the purchase, Robert Sarver making a lot of money, they could become more active on the trade market if they want to give away Jae Crowder just because he didn't want to be with that organization any longer. What's going to change now, right? He knew the new ownership was going to come in. So if he were to get traded away, that's a 3-and-D type of dog that I think the Sixers could use, and a guy who is just a playoff foxhole guy. And then after that, how about a guy like Eric Gordon, another Morey Mafia member? Daryl Morey brought back James Harden, brought back Daniel House, as well as P.J. Tucker. How about another one in Eric Gordon, who this year, not as good as last year in terms of finding twine from deep and having that offensive output, but a big reason for that is because the Houston Rockets going with that youth movement and a lot of other younger players out there. So if you had to pick one of these players to trade for among Gary Harris, Jae Crowder, Eric Gordon, who would you make a deal for? H for Gary Harris, C for Jae Crowder, G for Eric Gordon. Let us know. And since we made it to the end of the show, if you're still watching, I want you to comment real one because this is a part of our real one roll call for all of you who watch all of our shows. You're subscribed. You have your notifications on. You're always hopping into that comment section. You go down as a real one. As always, appreciate all of you for watching today's 76ers Now. Hope all of you have a great Christmas, a great Hanukkah and holiday season, and we'll catch you next time here on the show.